In today's session, we'll be talking about parking in vehicle tracking. And with me here, I have a drawing that has a parking. So let me put off this surface. I'll pick that surface, go to Control 1, and then I put it off. And then I'll turn off these annotations. Don't want to see these annotations. And then I can clear off the properties palette. And now I have my parking. So traditionally, for you to create a parking, you need to do a lot of line work. As I click on these lines, you can see this is line work. You can see this is another line. This is a curve. A lot of tedious work of creating a parking. But vehicle tracking makes this work very simple. Let's get into it. For me to create a parking, I'll just go to Vehicle Tracking tab. And on the Vehicle Tracking tab, you will see here in the middle, you'll see a parking panel. And here is where I need to do all the magic. As you can see, there's a place here called New Row. So I'll just click on New Row. When I click on New Row, I'm presented with this Parking Standard Explorer. And here I can select the parking standard that I want. So since Kenya was a British colony, so I'll select the British parking standard. Basically, most of these parking standards are the same. You can explore them at your own pleasure. So I pick on the British parking standard and then I click on proceed. This is the parking standard name. I just hit OK. And then I'll be presented with this dialog. And here is just giving the scale. I'm concerned mostly with the drawing unit. I'm using a metric drawing, so I will go with the meters. So I'm okay with this. Here at the driving convention, it's saying that the driving happens, the vehicles drive on the right. So this is not my concern. I know that in Kenya, we drive on the left, but this is not my concern for now because I'll be able to control my parking layout. So once I'm okay with that tab, I can go to the next part. And here you can choose a final existing surface. You can select a surface from the drawing by clicking on this chevrons. I just select a surface. I think this is the surface. And then you can project your plan onto the surface. And then you hit OK. So once you hit OK, you're presented with the parking row properties. So I want to lay out a parking that is pretty similar to this. Not exactly, but a bit similar. So let's see how we can do that. So first of all, parking is right-only parking. So as I lay out the line that will be laying out the parking, it's on one side only. So let me lay out for both so that you see the difference. You can see there's left only, there's both, and then there's right only. So let me lay out both. So you can see it's laying out parking on both sides. So this could be an option for this parking lot design. As you can see, vehicles can come from this side. Let me just escape. Vehicles can come from this side and enter the parkings here, or come from this side and enter the parking here. This could also be an option. So let's try to replicate what was there, but this is also an option. Okay, so let me just delete this. Let me do a parking row again and let me select my parking of choice. Just click OK and I'm presented with the parking row properties again. So here I will go to the right only and I want my parking to have a footpath on the side of the parking. I want it to have a footpath. I will go with the default width, which is 2 meters. And then it will have a start island, it will have bend islands, it will have footpath and islands. All right, so once you set that up, there are some other settings here. Bay alignment, you can see you can align the bays. So these are the parking bays, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can align them differently. You can align them in this way. You can align them in this particular way. You can align them in this other way. So I'm selecting the first one. And then the bay end details, you can see here the bay end. They're in T's, here they're not in T's. So you can select whichever choice you want. So I'll go with the default. And now let's start laying out the parking. So here I just click on this side, try to replicate the other parking. Ours is a bit on the lower end because we selected that 2-meter walkway or pathway at the side of the parking. So you can see as I lay out, there's a 2-meter from the top. So I can lay it out up to there. And then I can go this way. And then I lay it, let's just lay it up to the end here. And then I right click, and there we go. We have a parking. And let me just put off the initial parking. Let me just put this off. I'll go to home, select here the layers off, and then I'll put that off. So it's the polyline I want to be off. Yeah, so the polyline is off, and now we have a parking of our own. So let's see, how can we edit this parking for it to look a little bit nicer? So we have these grips, and if you hover over each grip, the grip gives you an idea of what it can do. So you can adjust the island angle of the side. So if I can adjust this, you can see I can do that, and my parking becomes a bit better. If I want this side to be a bit curved, so I can insert a vertex, or I can just escape and make this a curve. You can see on this other side, I can make a curve out of this. So let me just insert a vertex for now. You can see it's a vertex. And let me escape. So let's see how our parking looks like. So now we can see that we have our pathway on the side of the parking, and we can also change this pattern to be green. Let's change it to be green. Remember the other parking was a bit green. So let me just do this. Let me go to the vehicle tracking tab, and here there's edit parking island. I'll click on that. I want to edit a parking island, so this is what I want to edit. So this is the island I want to edit, and then I click here. I check the custom non-standard properties, and then I want to change these colors to green. So let me change this to green, and let me hit OK, and hit OK. Okay. Then I can close, and I can do the same for this. I can change these colors to green. All right, so you can do that as your assignment. You can change all these colors. We can also change the bay, the markings on the bay. So these markings, if you want them to be dotted or hidden lines, we can change them. So that we'll do in our next video. So thank you for watching today's video, and please try out to do this exercise. I will be sharing this file in the description. So see you in the next video. Thank you.